This is the boom system on the modern concert flute. So essentially what you're seeing here is the adaptation of the boom system onto the clarinet. And this is in B flat, it's transposing, whereas this is in C. They're both clarinets, but one is slightly smaller bore. And so in orchestral writing, if they want a C clarinet, they want a particular sound, the composer asks for a C clarinet, and most clarinetists and orchestras have a range of clarinets from small to large. It was the adaptation of clarinets and bass clarinets, alto and bass clarinets, to try and develop an instrument that was more modern and easier to play, that led Adolph Sax in Belgium in the mid-19th century to develop the saxophone. So out of the clarinet came the saxophone. The clarinet started out, really, its starting heyday was in Mozart's time in the late 1700s. My first saxophone that I had was this instrument, which has gone through, let's see how many repads, 4 repads and 2 relacquers since I got this in 1962. It's a 1924 Conn B-flat tenor saxophone. B-flat means that the C that you see written in the music is actually a B-flat. So it's a whole step down in pitch. B-flat is one of the preferred keys for brass band music, and also, by extension, swing orchestras. They develop their riffs in those keys because they're used to playing in B-flat and E-flat and A-flat and D-flat and so on. Funnily enough, when I got together with guitarists who were learning to play guitar, and they would be playing in the keys of E major, A major, B major, I had to be able to play and improvise in keys that were not normally improvised in. So E major is actually my F sharp major, B major is C sharp major, or D flat harmonically, and then let's see, D would be my E major, G would be my A major, and so on. So you had to be able to come up with riffs. This is a typical riff in F sharp major by using a kind of a bluesy scale. In 1968, while I was going to Monterey Peninsula College, I started playing in soul bands. I started playing in jazz bands and actually making money for the first time. Although I had been in rock bands in high school, I didn't really make the money that I did in the late 60s playing here in Monterey. So the various bands that I was in, we were getting $40 a night a piece, which is a 4-hour gig, $10 an hour essentially, but in those days our money went further. So I ended up buying these used instruments. I remember this was $175. This is an E-flat alto Busher, and I never looked up the numbers to find out when it was made. But one of the things about alto sax is that because it has a narrower bore than the tenor, it has a slightly softer tone. Okay, this is a typical riff in C major.